And we are live on YouTube as well. So, thank you for joining. We have one person on IG right now. Welcome. I wasn't really expected to come on this week for a live stream. I have to work from, well, pretty much all weekend. I have to work a little bit later today. So, I wasn't really expected to have free time to come on, but hey, I have free time for about an hour. Why not just come on? I wanted to be here every week. That's my plan, at least once a week to do live stream and to get the group going. So if you are joining us on IG right now, we are also live on YouTube. So at about an hour time, IG always cut me off for like some inexplicable reason. That was two words I was trying to say at the same time: unexplainable and inexplicable. So, hey, you have one person on YouTube. How are you? So, as I was saying, I wasn't really expected to come on, but I'm here. I have some time, and hopefully, I can get this weekly. Hello, Abu Chukaka. Welcome. Hopefully I can get this weekly stream going on, just to keep on schedule. Hey, Abu Chakaka, of course, win the lottery. I don't know if you hear the news. I know you are in Singapore right now. So over here in the land of the United States of America, so on Monday, we have two national lottery here. One is called the Powerball, one is called the Mega Millions. So Powerball draws on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and Mega Millions draws for on Tuesdays and Fridays. So the jackpot for tomorrow for Powerball is like $800 million, and the jackpot for Mega Million is $1.1 billion. Billion with a B, so it's very exciting over here. Achipakaka said, please share the secret. Yes, so I have some ideas on how to do that. Just to be in full disclosure, I have not won the lottery yet, even though I have received a lot of blessings the same way a lottery winner would have had. Yeah, so if you don't know how the U.S. lottery works, so the big jackpot is not really the number you take home. So the big number that you see on a jackpot in the U.S. is kind of like a 30-year annuity. So you have to take the cash they have right now. They're going to invest for you and into something safe like the U.S. Treasury. And the U.S. Treasury is the record high, or in the last 15 years or so, it is at the record high points at about 5.5%. So that is why one of the reasons why the big number is inflated. But I'll take anything, right? So the big number you take 30 years to receive. So that is not the number, and they will tell you the cash price. And the cash price is also not the number you take home. The cash price, you have to take taxes off. So I think the federal tax rate is at 37.5%, if I am correct. And you have to pay state tax, or if you live in New York or whatnot, you have to pay like local tax. Hello, okay. We are talking about lottery today, but you can share any stories you want, or if you have one big in gambling or anything, or if you made a lot of money, or if you just feel like you want to share anything, or if you have a special technique about winning big, please feel free to share. So after all that, you take home maybe a fraction of that. I did the math for like the $1 billion jackpot. You take home about $220 million, puny $220 million. I mean, I take anything, right? Like if you give me if you tell me that I'm going to walk home with $1 million tomorrow, I'll take it, but it is just like ridiculous amount of money, crazy money. Like when we talk about billionaire having billions of dollars in assets. Um, hey, okay, said good evening, and okay, said I was thinking of talking about my improvement lately. Okay, yeah, maybe give me a second. Let me finish off my thoughts on winning the lottery. Hello, on YouTube, on IG, Mrs. Muchutafi, how are you? Thank you for joining on this last minute. Yeah, so 220 billion, let's say, in cash. What are you going to do with that kind of money, right? So when I was younger, when I was about, I think I was about 12 or 13, I think I was about 13 or 14 years old. I was just started high school, and I was taking the bus and subway to school. I remember there was this one time I dreamt of all the 6 jackpot numbers. That was back in Canada where I was used to live. But I was like stupid, right? Like, and then the next day I walked by the lottery station in the subway. All 6 numbers are a hit, but I didn't buy the ticket because I was like 14 years old and I don't know what to do. So at the time I thought, I was like, yeah, I'll dream of it another day or whatnot. But that was just once in a lifetime occurrence. But I'm just telling you, a lot of people would tell you the same thing, that they dreamt of the winning lottery number and they'll go buy the ticket and then they won. I had a relative, it is like an aunt, I think, so she is the husband of my father's brother. So like that kind of aunt. One night she dreamed that our late grandmother had visited her in her dreams, and she gave her the winning lottery number. And I think she hit like 4 or 5 numbers in the lottery, and then she walked home with like a big win too, like about like $500,000 or something like that before tax. Oh no, they don't have tax in Canada. So like she won something big, because my grandmother had was presented in her dreams, and then she gave her the number. So is this a coincidence? Yes, we can say that, but sometimes all these coincidences are more than just odd by chance, right? So if we are able to recreate that kind of dreams, which we think it is possible, we can have anybody. That could happen to any. I'm just noticing that YouTube clock is very different. Oh no, that's not the YouTube clock. Sorry. Yeah. So anybody have any interesting story about winning the lottery? Sometimes people would tell me that I've seen lottery winner that tells us that he just have like this really good feeling about a certain set of number, and then he went to the lottery station and he bought the tickets, and then he won the jackpot. And I was just having this conversation with like somebody in the gas station the other day. So if you're not in the US, there are lottery stations everywhere. I know there are parts in the world where lottery stations are very restricted. I don't know how it is there in Singapore. I don't know how it is there in Germany. Germany, my friend, Mrs. Muchatafi. I don't know how they do. Do they do Euro millions in Germany? Apparently, in some countries, it's kind of hard to get a lottery ticket. You have to go out of the way. But in the US, it's very easy to get a lottery ticket. Hello, Shep's World. How are you? It's a last minute live stream. I just feel like starting because of the big jackpot coming up Monday and Tuesday. Any of us who are two deals with luck are excited about how $2 could win us $1 billion in assets. Hello, Kichi on YouTube. Okay, Mr. Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute. So in the US, you can get your lottery tickets at a gas station or a lot of places. Like you can walk 2 minutes without walking into a lottery station. So, I was having this conversation with like this really negative lady a few years ago where we were getting a lottery tickets, and she said, "I'm buying, but I will never win." Blah blah blah. And then I said to her, what if you buy your ticket and you didn't win the jackpot, but in a few weeks you got a big promotion, and then you take home another $20,000 a year plus a lot of perks plus a lot of respect, right? Would you be happy with that? Now, of course, that lady was really negative and she didn't understand. I don't know why she also spent like $20 on the ticket, so a lot more than I would spend. But like, she was, oh, never win, blah blah blah, and then she walked out, right? Not with that attitude, lady. So what was I thinking? Yeah. So what if you buy your lottery ticket, and then in some point in the future, you win, you receive an unexpected income? Would you be happy with that? Or another way to do lottery is that you want to write down all the things that you want to experience and all the things you want to buy with the jackpot money. You want to list them, and then you want to like present it to yourself so that it is real and concrete, right? And then soon, ask questions of any topics allowed. Of course, any topics of any questions allowed. I just want to, get the lottery speech off my chest. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, so write down all the elements about winning the lottery, right? It doesn't have to come with gambling. It doesn't have, money will find its way to you as long as you are pursuing what you want, right? Maybe you want a big trip to, I don't know, Africa or something, or a big long trip to, I don't know, Antarctica or something, so we don't isolate a certain group of people here. But, you think it's going to cost like, I don't know, $8,000. I don't know how much it would cost to go to Antarctica. But then when you really if you really pursued it hard enough, right, you may find a discount here. You might find a friend who wants to go with you, and then you go to group discounts, and then you'll find cheaper flight to Argentina or something, and then you may found a sponsor. You may able to get some cheap credit card loan or something. And then you bring your camera with you, and then you make some YouTube videos, and then you may end up getting some ad revenues in return, and then you post some pictures on Instagram and it got famous and things like that. So most of the time it's not the money that enables you to do things. It is your personal ingenuity that enables you to do things, right? But when you buy the lottery, you actually put energy and effort into this dream, right? So you set a chain of events in motion. Or maybe going to Antarctica may not be your actual goal, right? Maybe you wanted to go see someplace with a lot of ice, and then you end up going on a cruise to Alaska, which is a lot cheaper and a lot more fun and a lot less, motion sickly. I don't know how you call that, right? If you go to Antarctica, for those of you who I've never been to Antarctica, right? But if you ride that boat to Antarctica, it's going to be a very stormy sea through the Strait of Magellan. Maybe it's easier if you go to like Alaska or something. You have a nicer ship, you have better friends to go with you, and then you end up with the experience that you originally want, right? So we have some motions. We've seen some people. Let's go through IG first. Mrs. Mucho Taffy said, Shapswear said, what's up, Dion? What's up, my friend? Mrs. Mucho Taffy said, my dad had once won all 6 numbers, but my mom washed the ticket in his jeans. That was the story that they always tell me. I was 4 years old. I don't remember that drama. Oh, wow, that must have been a crazy, crazy time. So this is why I never do my laundry, right? Okay. Hey, Beatune, how are you? Welcome. I don't know how the numbers exactly currently, but the last time I checked, it was 10 million euros. Yes, I'll be happy for 10 million euros. I'll be happy with 1 million euros. Please read the last Peace read last Dion. Yeah, I've read your. Oh, I felt a big slot win coming for me for my 28th. That's my birthday. Yeah, go have some fun. Only gamble what you have and have a budget, but have fun. So on YouTube, Mr. OK said, so I started connecting to more demons lately, up to 6, mostly demons associated with toughness, discipline, hard work, determination, etc., and have seen massive improvement in regarding being more disciplined. And also, I'm planning to start working on gaining some money through maybe a demon, but I don't know who yet. That's great. Okay, I'm glad to see things are going so well for you. Okay, so are any questions on any topics allowed? Of course. Okay, so demons are really good with money. Most of them are really good with money, but you want to. So money is important to all of us, but you also want to like have a goal rather than just asking for money, because the money, like the demons will know, or the spirits will know you need resources, but they don't really get money. So you have to like have a vision, and they have to be aligned with what the demons or the spirit want, right? Or they want to take interest in your goals, right? Like if your dream is to just sit by the pool and drink Matai and watch pretty girls go by, I buy that, right? But like the demons don't necessarily find that interesting. You want to have some dreams, like you want to build a house, or you want some dreams that are bigger than yourself, and the demons will, and the spirits will participate in helping you by sending resources to you, to help you achieve your goals, right? So it depends what you want, but any spirits are good with money, because humans has been asking for money for thousands and thousands of years, and they are very adept in. They understand what you want, and it would just be different channels and different frequencies that they will bring you the money. Michelle Ang said, "Hello, happy Sunday." Hello, Michelle. Just feel like starting a live stream today. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to tell you in advance. So, Michelle, if you have missed our conversation earlier, so the lottery jackpot in the US is like insane right now. So $1 billion jackpot for Mega Million on Tuesday, and like $800 million jackpot for Powerball on Monday. And if nobody wins, it's going to get even more insane. So very excited for us practitioner of luck. Shops World asks, I hope you have a good day. You can ask for help in a job promotion. Of course you can. You can, break down what you want, what you see as benefit to you in a job promotion. Maybe it's money, or maybe it's prestige, or maybe it's more responsibility. It may not come exactly as a job promotion, though, because look, I haven't had a job for a long time. I kind of have like gigs that work for a company, but I'd rather be myself. So, you just let those elements into the universe, and the spirits will find you the best fit. You kind of have to like let go and let them help you and go along with the ride, right? You may lose your job in 2 weeks, and then you got like a bigger job with better prospect, 3 months from now. So it could be very chaotic. You never know. You just have to trust the spirits. Michelle Ang said, wow, huge. Yes, I know, huh? So I was just telling everybody on the live stream that how many, many years ago I had a dream of winning the lottery. I had a dream of the exact six numbers. It was like many years ago when I was like 14 years old. I didn't buy the tickets for whatever reason. Like maybe it was just like I couldn't get to the lottery station, or when you're 14, your life is a lot different. And then the next day, I walked by the lottery station. It was the same 6 numbers. And at the time, I wasn't like, oh my God, I missed it. At the time, my thought was like, oh, winning the lottery is easy. I would just have the same dream again a few months from now, and then I'm going to win again. So far, it has not replicated. But I heard a lot of people had the same experience where they dream of the winning numbers, and then they win the lottery with the same numbers. Sometimes may not be exactly the next day, but like maybe they just keep buying, using the same numbers for each draw every time, and then maybe 2-3 months down the road, and then they win the lottery. So it is possible, and to always keep in mind to only spend what you have on gambling endeavors, and as long as you're having fun, right? I think the issue with U.S. lottery is that I know some people that go crazy on lottery, like they spend a few $100s on the draw and then they didn't win, and then that caused some social issues. And also, state lottery are not as addictive because you have to wait a long time for the draw to happen, and that you don't actually, the chances of winning is so small that it doesn't keep you addictive. The most addictive lottery are scratch tickets if you are in the US, because you can just walk up to the counter and then you can plunk down $10, $20 or whatnot, and then you have this immediate gratification, and then sometimes you win small, and then you keep buying. So like it's if you study behavioral psychology, it's called like a random interval reward. And that is the most addictive kind of reward cycle. So I think that is when people talk about how buying the lottery could be a problem, it would be probably talking about scratch tickets, or some people just go crazy on the draw. So don't do that. Only buy what you can afford, and only do it if you're having fun. But it is exciting time. So we are all welcome to share. You're all welcome to share your secrets to manifesting money, either through lottery or other means. Share some success story. I would love to hear it. People on the live stream would love to hear it. And we all motivate each other from here on. And remember me when you win the lottery on coming up anytime in the future. Okay said, I was full of demonic energy. Okay said, so I did a past life regression with the help of some demons, and I ended up finding out that one of my past life, I was a dictator in Japan, a shogun in the world, and I would like to know yours. I was full of demonic energy too, and my aura was pretty big, like very intense, and I was a mix of some dark blood red and deep pitch black. Okay, very interesting. I don't know, that kind of impressed me, but I would like your thoughts on it. Very interesting. Maybe take some time to really flush out all the details. Sometimes you got like these big revelations to you, and then you're in awe of what's about to happen. And it could take a few months for all the details to flush out. Have you seen the new, okay, where you're from, may I ask? So have you seen this new series on ethics called Shogun? It's really good. Maybe I would recommend you watching it. Maybe you'll find some clues about your past life there. Sandeep Javav said, good evening, dear. Hello, good evening, Sandeep. Always good to hear from you, my friend. Always good to hear from you. Kichi on YouTube said, wow, that's huge. I'm going to buy the lottery ticket now, and it's perfect timing. I believe Monday lunar eclipse too, so it's all aligned together. Perfect, Kichi. Definitely, spend, if you have $2 to spend, see how it goes. Use all your psychic training or black magic training to use your divination skills to come up with the numbers. It's definitely good practice. Summon all the spirit angel demons. Go through all the rituals you can find in books or whatnot. If nothing come out of it, at least you give your chance to practice. At least you spend like a few hours practicing divination and rituals. So it's all good. And you kind of want to invest the $2. I mean, the spirits want to see you invested in your own experience, right? That's the reason why I keep emphasizing you have to plunk in the $2. You can't just be like at home with no stake and just trying to predict the number just for a hobby. It doesn't work like that. On IG, Nico Tarot joined us. Hello, Nico Tarot. How are you? Welcome here. Shepherds will ask, I hope you have a good day. You can ask for promotions. Walk through the doors. You can buy lottery tickets in Vegas. Yeah, that's true. Which is like an oxymoron, right? Like, what the hell? Like, Las Vegas, of all places, don't have national lotteries. Hey, but you can, but there are many ways to get lucky in Las Vegas, you know. I think Nevada is like one of those states that does not participate in national lottery. But, you know, you can probably take a long drive to California or Colorado, or you can go to Arizona. Does Arizona sell lottery tickets? I'm sure they do. But, you know, being in Las Vegas, you have other perks. So, you know, if I won the lottery, I would have came to Las Vegas and spent, right? So you in a way, you have already won the lottery being in Las Vegas. So I'm very happy for you to be there. And enjoy, man. Enjoy the sun. What else is going on? Okay, so Mr. OK said, is it like personally surprising to you, or you kind of expected it? Because even in my latest past life, I was like a boxer and I was demonic once again. Like lots of my past life are fighting related. I don't know, it just seems interesting to me. Hey, you know, it could very well be. You could be a boxer, you could be a shogun, you could be a samurai. I'm not surprised, but you know, not a lot in the past life realm surprises me. It could just be, I won't say just, right? It could be elements of your soul contracts too. You know, maybe before you were born, you say to yourself, you know, you're written down in your soul contract that these are the experience I would like to enjoy in this particular lifetime, or I don't know, maybe a set of lifetime, right? A soul contract does not necessarily just mean just one lifetime, right? Maybe you want to experience fighting in multiple lifetimes, you know, and the whole set of experience could be fighting the Shogun Wars in Japan, some mountain war in Malaysia, and then, you know, participating in some uprising in Native American land last century, and now you're here. You are enjoying a peaceful life, and then contemplating on, you know, the energy that you have accumulated in your past lifetime, right? So yeah, so usually it's more than what it is presented to you on the surface. It's definitely time to do some exploring. You know, maybe read up on the period that you lived your past life. You know, sometimes you do these past life regression sessions. It could just be like a clue, right, for you to explore. And then when you read up on the history, you have more material to work with in your mind, and then you'll find out exactly, you know, this particular personality in the history book really suits your energy vibration today, right? So maybe that's the clue. Go read Shogun, go watch the FX series, go study up, you know, the Shogun period. What was it like from 1200 to like 1600 in Japan? See what you'll find. Okay, Seth, I don't know. It seems interesting to me. Yeah, I'm aware because a wife I had in the past life, which I was a samurai, is someone I met in life too. So we are pretty like bonded, of course. Remember the girl I talked about last time? Yeah, she used to be my wife in past life, and that explained a lot. Yes, that definitely explained a lot. So I'm glad you are able to get some clarity moving forward. That is perfect. Well, thank you for joining me, guys. I thought nobody would be here, but people are here. That's great. All right. So how's everybody doing? And so, okay, please ask. Okay, Sal, I have a question about something. Um, Back when I was in college, right? I had a professor who was one of the pioneer in the. Does everybody know the SETI project? Um, when Earth was looking for, where NASA, I don't know if it's NASA or JPL, was looking for extraterrestrial radio wave, and that they set up a lot of radio dishes in the Mojave Desert to search for radio waves or intelligible patterned waves uh, from outer universe. So it was a very expensive project, um, but we haven't so far yielded a lot of clues. Maybe they did, and they didn't, and they just didn't tell us. So my professor was one of the pioneers in the SETI project to the search for extraterrestrial life, and he said something profound, right? He said, one of the main objections for extraterrestrial life is that the odds are astronomical. It is as if winning the lottery kind of odds. And then my professor said, but that if you think about it, every lottery that was ever existed, every jackpot prize that was ever presented to the world had a winner. There are no lotteries that have not had a winner yet. So hey, that's true, you know. I mean, the comprehending the odds of winning the lottery is almost humanly impossible. But in astronomy terms, in nature's term, the odds of winning the lottery is really not that big of an odd when you look at the size of the universe. And if you have studied astronomy and you look at those odds and those numbers, right? Um, so you can say that incidents that are similar to winning the lottery, incidents that have similar odds with winning the lottery, are happening in the universe every second, right? So, okay, said, I have a question about something. So I was doing past life regression, and it was like 1600s, and had abusive type wife back then, and I was entirely different and not tough. Basically, this girl was literally crazy. And what impressed me was her energy, and she had two shades of reds in her aura, one burnt narcissistic red type of energy, and one bright, passionate, fiery red alongside some dark gray. OK also said, what surprised me was that the fact she was a surprising amount of demonic. And it just impressed me because, like you, don't see people like this daily, and usually the average person can't handle that much energy. I would like your thoughts on it. On IG, we have Homan Panda 12 joined. Hello, Homan Panda. How are you? Um, I don't know what to say to that, man. You're just asking. She had like a. Well, I don't really know this person. You know, maybe she's just your type, you know. You are really stretching time space reality in your statement there. So you want me to go back to the 1600s and find a young lady? Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, well, what's the question though? So in the meantime, does anybody have a story about how they have manifested money? So like just a few weeks ago, I did a small ritual for somebody. Um, to so the good thing about doing these rituals for clients is that I also get the benefits of what they ask for. So for example, if somebody was to do a love spell, now of course the energy goes to them and then help them find the love that they want. But it also comes to me that I get some perks because the energy goes through me, and then I get some interesting benefits from the same spell. So this is why I enjoy doing spells for clients. So a few weeks ago, I did a spell for somebody who a who wanted unexpected income. That was interesting. And then right next day, somebody on my other YouTube channel tipped me like $200 on the video, right? So that was the most I ever got for tips. So it could happen to you too. So I think I've told you, right? I've been working with my spirit guide. Her name is Germany, a poetic demon. Um, and one of her, according to the Ars Goetia, according to common wisdom, she can uncover hidden treasure. So ever since I started working with Germany, I was able to find like loose change and coins pretty much everywhere I go. Uh, like it is kind of like in a way affirming that she's still with me in the earlier days. And then everywhere I go, I find like pennies, sometimes dollar bills on the floor. And my pocket is like so full of coins. And every time I will like pick up a coin, I'll be like, "Hey, thanks, Germany, and thank you, universe, for providing me this." So you should do that too, to see if your patron is still with you. The most I ever found on the streets was like $100. First, okay, I found $100 in Chinatown in Boston, and I was with a date at the time, and that girl insisted that I have to donate the $100 to a church. So that was nice of her, but I was also like, can we just like spend it? But that's fine. Sometimes when you find unexpected cash, your spirit guide expected you to do something great with it or just pass it forward, right? If you find some extra cash and you don't know what to do with it, just pass it forward. And then there was this time I was in Manhattan. For those of you who have never been to Manhattan, it is like a human wave, especially somewhere in the Midtown, right? So I was actually in front of the entryway to a Macy, to that Macy, the legendary Macy. So there's always this huge pile of people coming in and out, right? And I was just waiting for like the line to shorten. And then as I looked down, I was stepping on a $20 bill. It was like, so of all the million people that were walking by and all the concierge that was standing by the door, all the people that were like walking around, nobody noticed the $20 on the floor, but I was the one stepping on that $20, right? So as if that the spirit is like telling me, okay, here's a tip, here's $20 for you to spend at Macy's. But of course, if you ever been to Manhattan, $20 doesn't get you very far. I have many of these stories, just random checks and money that comes to me. And a lot of my clients would share with me too, like they would do the spell, even a spell for like unrelated. They would tell me that they were finding coins and unexpected income, like $2 here and there and they noticeably like overwhelming amount of those coins and loose change flowing into them as a sign that the universe or the spirit guide have heard them. So if anybody have any stories like that, feel free to share. We would all love to hear it. It is motivational. So, okay, said, the question is like, have you ever seen something like that? Like a similar person? That's a very interesting story. I mean, your story is comparable to a lot of people who went to a past life regression session, right? I think the more you do it, the more refined your experience is going to be. Right now, you are thinking about a shogun in the 1600. If you practice a lot, you may be able to exactly find which shogun you are talking about, or which samurai you are talking about, and which lady exactly are you talking about, and you'll be able to, I guess, like, okay, I've been talking to you for a few weeks now. Maybe for your next step is to look for connections with all the metaphysical observations that you have so carefully observed or carefully noted, and then see if you can match a current of energy in real life. So maybe, you got the energy of shogun. Maybe your spirit guide is telling you that maybe that is the direction you want to go to explore your goals, right? Maybe your goals, I don't know. For example, I don't know what your goals are, right? Maybe you are trying to pick a major in college or something, studying shoguns, or maybe by studying that period of Japan may inspire you to study Japanese arts, and then 2 years down the road, what you have learned through Japanese arts may apply in a different field of maybe engineering, and design, that you design a garden that you have remembered something from studying shogun in the 1600. And then from there on, you maybe incorporate some kind of poetry and some kind of lighting into your, maybe a new goal in architecture. It's a stream that's going to guide you along, right? Just ride this wave and you'll see a lot of good things happening. And then you'll see like your life is being smoothed out a lot. Like you don't have to try as hard to get the things you want. If you just ride this wave of, for example, a 16th century shogun and then a young lady that is very angry at you, right? So that is the information that you have presented to me. I'm sure there are a lot more information in your space right now. So jot down and note all this information and just ride this wave, right? Okay, so you talking to Germany daily? Of course. She talks to me daily too. Yeah, I'm very close to her. Okay, so I studied past lives. I found out that I was shogun myself. So I think I found out that just to know my current life situation better, like why I was interested in warrior mentalities, like I was controlling, etc. Know myself better. Of course, that is a great way to use the information you gathered in your past life. I think you are on the right path. So let's go to IG. I see a lot of comments. So Shopsware said, I'm back, Dion. My third eye is opening. I'm seeing a lot of shadows and orbs lately. That's great. I'm sure they will have a lot of impact in your career and your life very shortly. Mrs. Mucho Taffy said, I do not find money, but I always notice people who needs money. And I like to give it to them. And I can tell you, if you give, you receive it back much more. Of course. For example, hey, Vivian Kang 666, how are you? Welcome to my live stream. Okay. So I have approved something from you, Vivian. I don't know what I did. Sharpswell said, my last life, I believe I was in the mob. What makes you say that? Hello, Pepe 8102926. How are you? Welcome to this live stream. We're talking about everything today. If you hear me read the comments that is not on your screen right now, that is because I'm reading it off YouTube. Or if you're on YouTube and you hear me reading out a comment that you don't see on your screen, that is because I'm reading it off IG. So we're talking about everything today. We're talking about the big jackpots in the US, $1.1 billion on Tuesday, and like $800 million on Monday. So we're talking about how we manifest money and sharing stories like that. And then we're also talking about how we're talking about past life. We have a few of our participants here are sharing their experience about their past life. So you're welcome to ask any questions or reply to any comments or any questions you see, or share your experience or make any comments that goes through everybody, right? So the more people participate in this, the better it goes, right? Hey, Saxon, how are you? Wave. Sharp's words that family tree was in the mob. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. Mrs. Mucho Toffee said, I was just out for shopping and saw a guy who searched for recycled bottles, and I walked behind him so he don't look. I throw some good amount in his bag and walk away. 3 weeks later, after that, I receive. Okay, Saxon said, hello, everyone. Hello, Saxon. How are you? Are you still in Thailand? Okay, so basically with Germany, I used to have an argument with her in the past because I was having some fight with some entity and she purposely drained my energy. As a result, I had my patron attacking her, but now I feel like she's trying to talk to me. Since she is your patron, are you able to get what she's saying? Like she was trying to apologize. Feel like she wants to send a message through you. Oh, I don't really know the situation well, but I don't think that a spirit at that high level is going to drain you. So, maybe through everything we have said today, maybe you can figure something out. With these spirits, a lot of times the answers may not be very dry and clear. They are not humans and they do not speak our language. You could receive a multifaceted answer from any of these spirits. So, yeah. Saxon said, "I'm good. I'm still here. Yeah, life is good, man." Saxon, can I tell everybody that you're still in Thailand? How long have you been there? Living the high life. Mrs. Macho Toffee said, continuing what I said before, after she gave money to a person looking for recycling bottles. Mrs. Macho Toffee said, for my taxes, 12,000 euros back. Oh, wow. That was something I have totally not on mind. I even forgot it, but now my tax constitution didn't. So it was the biggest one I gained unexpectedly back, but I always came back more than I give. Don't give it with that intention. I guess that's why it works. That's great. That is a good point, Mrs. Mochutafi. Sometimes, we should just help people and like not expect anything back. That thought shouldn't even cross your mind if you help people, right? And it's not always a one-to-one single, give and return thing, right? It goes to your overall part of goodwill, and then at the time when you need the most, it's going to come back to you. If you were to keep score on who did you help and who didn't help you back, it wouldn't work that way. And I think, first I want to congratulate you for 12,000 euros. Tell us where you're going to spend it, and share your shopping spree videos with us here and on YouTube. We would love to see it. And yeah, I think you have the right attitude, and I think it is a good lessons for everybody, both in this live stream right now and people who might be listening to this in the futures. I also want to make a comment that the people who collect recycled cans, they also make a lot of money too. Well, I won't say a lot, right? But like there was a time I was doing that too, just for the fun of it. You know, I'd make another like extra $10 or something, which was like a lot for when I was in college. And I would like collect. Well, first of all, I used to live with 2 or 3 other people, and there was a time I was living with like 5 other people in a big house, and then I would just go through the garbage and find all the cans from everybody, and just like that, you know, I'm going to go to the grocery store anyway, so I just pick up another like $4 or $5. That was fun. Around here, I don't know what it's like at where you are, but around here in Cambridge, we also have this thing where we, on garbage day or the day before garbage day, we would take out all the useful garbage that we have. And you can just walk around the neighborhood and then it's free for all, right? If you see anything you like, you can just grab. Oh, for manifesting, which is kind of like a funny story, super funny story. That you know when MacBook Air, the computer first came out, it was really sleek. When Steve Jobs pulled it out of the paper envelope, and I was like, "Oh, I want one of that, right?" And then I checked the price tag. You know, when it first came out, it was very expensive. It was like $1,600, and that was like over 12, 13 years ago. And I was like, I wonder if I could have a MacBook Air for free. That would be great. And then about 12 years later, I was like walking around my town, and then I found a MacBook Air in the garbage. Like literally the MacBook Air that I wanted in the garbage. So the battery was gone. So I have to like go on eBay and replace the battery, and it booted right back up. The problem is the MacBook Air is like 13, 14 years old by the time I got it for free. And it was barely working. The OS is gone. I suppose if I want, it still works. If I just want to like use it as a typewriter, it will still works. But ever since I spent, you know, $20, $30 replacing the battery, I haven't used it. So, but that's how I have manifested a MacBook Air for free. I literally found it in the garbage. In any case, Shopswell said, I do weekly blood offerings. Say so, Dion. Okay, that's interesting. I don't personally do blood rituals unless it is for something very specific. But if you do, that's your thing. Please feel free to share your results so we may learn. I personally don't feel that blood is necessary in a ritual, but to each his own. If you find it useful for you, then do it. But definitely be aware of the possible health hazard if you do blood offerings. And yeah, just do it in a way that makes sense. All right. Shopswell said, I use my own blood, pick my finger. Okay. Sandy Toe joined the live stream. Hello, Sandy Toe. How are you? Okay, give me a minute. I just need to clear my nose here. Excuse me. The occupation hazard with being a quote-unquote professional witch or black magician is to burn a lot of candles and incense in fire rituals, and that adds up to very poor air quality indoor. And like my nose is always stuffed, and I have to keep taking like Sudafed and all kinds of mucus clearing medications so that I can breathe. So for those of you who are aspiring to become a professional witch, that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Saxon said 2 months. Hey, you know, dude, you're living the high life, man. I wish I'm you, and there are a lot of people that makes a lot more money than me and you combined together, wish they're living your lifestyle. So congratulations. I mean, I was just having this conversation with somebody that what would you do when you win the lottery, right? Oh yeah, I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to hang out on the beach all day, and then I'm going to sip Mai Tai, and then I'm going to eat like authentic Thai food, which is what you are doing already, Saxon. Of course, we all want more money, but you're already enjoying the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Okay, said, are you able to get what she's trying to say? Because I keep hearing that she's trying to simply say that it was accidental. It could be. I don't know your situation right there and there. I really don't want to speak on for her. I definitely do not want to apologize for a demoness. That's between her and you. Um, Maybe I don't think it is that much of a big deal. You should always approach any spirits, especially somebody at that high level with reverence, and give her offerings. Um, do it from the perspective of you and how you can be better for these demons. Asking a demon to apologize is never a good idea. Um, if you want the best results, right? If you want to talk to Bill Gates, if you want a donations for your charity from Warren Buffett, if you guys are playing golf and he step on your toes, you don't want Bill Gates to apologize. You say to Bill Gates, "Oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally put my feet under your feet." Right? You want to gather favors from these spirits, not to start a fight with them. That is my personal approach to getting good results. Saxon said, the food and the beach, especially, haha, of course, man. Like, you can spend like a ton of money in the US for food, and it would never be as good as like a family kitchen in Thailand, right? Like, Thai food is actually pretty expensive in the US, like pad Thai with like peanut sauce is like $20. And it wasn't even good, right? So and the seafood is never good in the US because like you can't just serve the seafood right from the ocean. You need to go through inspections and things like that. So yeah, so you could be spending a few $100s at a Michelin star restaurant. It would not be nearly as good as the food you're experiencing in Thailand right now. So kudos, Saxon. You're doing good. You are the light that we should all follow. Um, Shopswell said, I'm trying my hardest to manifest for money, and I ask I say so for help. He's helping you. And I mean, you take it one day at a time. You don't have to manifest the whole thing all at once, right? And with manifesting money or manifesting anything, black magic favors the ease of heart. You can see like the top black magicians are always like easygoing, having fun, making jokes. You need that kind of ease and like easygoing is all good, that kind of attitude in order for the spirit to intervene. The people who are always like yelling and like hard to the rules. Yeah, they do pretty rituals, but if you look at their life, they're not doing much of their life. So my advice, especially when you're in Vegas, right? There are so many opportunities in Vegas, and you're surrounded by money, and people go to Vegas to spend money, right? If you can just get a drop of the bucket, you'll be really rich. So, my friend, keep an eye open for opportunities. It's coming to you. It's going to come to you sooner than you expect. Like I said, just chill out, relax, have fun. Money will come to you. Mrs. Mucho Toffee said, propose no spray, but look out for the real. Oh no. Uh, Instagram once again kicked me out of my stream for like no reason. Okay, let me restart my Instagram, right? Okay. All right, so we're back on Instagram. So we got kicked out from Instagram for like no reason, like we always do for whatever reason. That at 1 hour points we got kicked out of Instagram. So if you're on Instagram and if you are unceremoniously kicked out of the stream, we are also on YouTube right now, and YouTube seems to be more stable. Well, of course, YouTube is like more of a video platform, so we are more stable on YouTube. But you're welcome to come back on IG or on YouTube. Now, excuse me for a minute. I'm going to blow my nose again. All right. All right. Hello, Shops World. All right. So as I was saying, that so down the road, some of you may want to become a professional witch if you're not already doing it. So one of the things you want to invest and spend a lot of money is air purifying systems and gas mask. I spend a ton of money on respirators and gas mask and air purifiers, but they never seems to give me the kind of fresh air that the brochure promises me. But in any case, I'm back. I'm back on IG, and this live stream is actually going pretty well. I wasn't expected to come on today, but I'm here. I'm enjoying this conversation very much. Shopswell on IG said, Dion, you helped me on SCP-4. Thank you. Well, thank you, my friend. Of course, I know who you are. I really appreciate you for staying around. And I'm glad that you're doing so well. And I can see that you have transformed yourself. And the spirits are very proud of you. And now that you're in Vegas, you're in the middle of an opportunity. And go and explore. Live long and prosper, right? Have that spirit of an explorer. Have the spirit of a creator, go and create your wealth. You're doing well, my friend. You're doing well. Yes, it's true. Shopswell on IG said, I've grown so much. That's great. And I can see that you've done well with the spirits, and the spirits have been giving you good tutorage. And it was just a year or two, right? So you can see a success story with Black Magic. OK said, yeah, I think she's simply saying that she wants to work with me and I shouldn't be aggressive with her. So I think she had bad intentions. She's sending energy to my heart chakra, unsure why. Yes, and I think like all the spirit are just telling you to ground your energy more and go use the energy, Just go. It's kind of like go make it happen. This is how we deliver orders. Well, I haven't been in the military for a long time, but like back when I was there, when we dismiss our troops, the commander would say, "Make it happen." Right. So maybe that's the message that they're sending you. Go make it happen, rather than spending so much time in the metaphysical realm. There's so much energy in your space. Go make it happen. Whatever you want it to happen, go make it happen. Shopswell on IG said, I know SA so is protecting me. I'm grateful. Yes. And of course it's protecting you. And I don't think you need that much protection to start with. You just need more motivation, And in either way, you are doing it and you are doing well. I don't think anybody or anything is attacking you. We just need you to, or the spirit are just here to give you like a push to the right direction. OK on YouTube said, what do you think she thinks of my progress? She hasn't seen me in a long time. Oh, they're always looking at you, my friend. They're always with you. They know what's going on, even if you don't talk to them. They know your past and they know your future, right? I mean, your progress is doing good. Do you need to know your progress? If you are an authentic creator, if you are doing something that has not been done before, that's no progress indicator, right? Progress indicator are for like school children, how am I doing in my 11th grade math, right? Yeah, you're doing good in chapter 5, but you want to catch up a bit on chapter 7. So far I'm seeing you as a B+ student, but if you work harder you get an A. That's like for like school children, right? We're better than that. We're black magicians. We are the agents of change. We are the creator of worlds. We are here to make things happen that are beyond a normal person's imagination, right? We are here to disrupt world's order. We are black magicians, right? So you don't need to check your progress. You just do it through the power of your will. And the spirit will help you if your goal is aligned with what they have in mind, right? And other things, right? Like I said, I feel like I'm a little bit older than you. I've seen these things play out before. Sometimes you're doing things and all indication shows that you're failing. And that had happened to me many times where I had projects and ideas that are complete catastrophes and I fall flat on my face. And then like 5-6 years later, and I realized that no. I was on the right path. And I just pick up whatever plans I had before and whatever experience I had before. I piece it together and then make a go at it a second, third, fourth, fifth time. And that is a winner. So you don't really need to check for progress, right? I think we have this discussion many times. And I think it is right to ask how you're progressing. But when you ask where you're progressing, you are fitting yourself in a timeline of knowns, right? Where you should be exploring the unknowns, right? You get what I'm saying? Okay, YouTube is saying, I'm asking because you are far more connected to her, and I feel like talking to her is like a walk in the park for you. It's like you and Jeremy are like so bonded. Yes, we are very close together. And, but whatever the spirit want to reveal to you is between you and them too. And sometimes it is not my place to say, it's not my place to know to start with. And it's not my place to say, you would just have to like follow that path, right? And then there's a certain excitement of revelations that you don't want to be spoiled, right? It's like knowing what happened at the end of Star Wars, It's like the ending of Star Wars is so spoiled that everybody knows the ending when it goes into the movie, right? So that you have missed that joy of revelations. And also that is not my place to say. And also if I said it, it would have like this effect that it is not so valuable, and then I would interfere with your natural progression, right? So there are many reasons why, even if I know, I'm not supposed to say. And right now I don't know, and they're not telling me. But rest assured that you are on a right path. And I can see there are a lot of uncertainty on your parts, and you just need to clear that up, On IG, Mrs. Muchutafi have joined us again. Hey, Mrs. Muchutafi. I'm sorry, IG just keep kicking me off, right? I like the 1 hour mark. They used to give me this like strange reason for me playing music in the background. They don't even explain it to me anymore. They just kick me off. But I'm back, maybe for another 10 minutes or so. I'm glad you guys are able to join me. Very happy to be here. This live stream is going a lot better than I thought, seeing that I didn't give out any advance notice, and I'm able to share this time with my friends, and we have a good discussion going on. Shapswell on IG said, hard times makes us stronger. Please don't give up my advice. That is very true. I hope you have a good day, and love to you, Dion. Thank you for stopping by. And like I've always said, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, right? All right, just give me a second. I need to blow my nose again. Excuse this horrid sound coming through your speaker. Have you seen the energy of someone who's supposedly a criminal or serial killer? Like, what kind of energy do they have? Oh, that is a good question. Sometimes you just have this really bad vibe about somebody, or if they sounded really, really nice. So sometimes you don't immediately get that feeling, but your spirit guide is going to lay down all the clues for you once again, right? Like, you just have a talk with somebody who seems very charming, knows what they're talking about, and said the right things. And then afterwards, sometimes my spirit guide would just lay them out piece by piece, and then you evaluate all the things that they said and all the action that they took, and then you realize that that guy's a sociopath, right? And sometimes a lot of these serial killers, they could be very normal, and especially serial killer, they are very nice and charming and just like an upstanding citizen, and then one moment they're gonna flip, right? So I guess it's hard to tell. But I do have an instinct to know who, like right away, I know who to trust. I know who not to trust, right? You can just feel them. Have you had an experience with dealing with criminals or serial killers? I mean, I did provide, like, part of my job before my training was to provide human services. And I have to work with people from all spectrum of life. So, and a lot of criminals, they don't see themselves as criminal too. We all judge people immediately as good or bad, and a lot of criminals, quote unquote criminals, are noble people, and then at the time when they commit the crime, they don't really see themselves as committing a crime too. So it's not an easy answer. All right. So an hour and 13 minutes. So anybody have like happy stories to share with like black magic? Have like successfully manifested what they wanted? Please feel free to share your story. Okay, set of violent people. Yeah. Usually grayish hints or even violet. Well, like I said, like the aura changes so often. And the aura is kind of like a byproduct of what you are, of your energy right now. when they're having an episode of violence, of course, the energy, the aura changes. But sometimes they could hide it very well, though. Sometimes you just don't really need to see their aura to know what's up, you know. You can just feel it in the air. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the time is 10:51 a.m. We have been online for about an hour and 15 minutes, so we're doing pretty well on this weekly live stream. And you know, I'm just waiting for the last comments coming in right now. If you have anything to say right now. I think there's like a delay from me reading the comments, then the comment showing up, then from you typing it. So if you haven't introduced yourselves, please say hi. Or if you have a last minute comment or story to share, please do. You know, if something really interesting develops, I can of course keep going. But if not, I plan to sign out in about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, Mr. OK on YouTube says, hello, Jason. How are you? On IG. So, Jason, on IG, we are just wrapping up our session for today. But well, you're very welcome to be here, and I appreciate for you to join us. We are both live on YouTube and IG. So if there's a comment I'm reading out loud, that means, and you don't see it on your screen, that means I'm on YouTube, and vice versa. And today we have been talking about past lives. We've been talking about winning the lottery and finding random money on the street. So it's all been a very interesting subject today. Mr. OK on YouTube said, I believe aura change, but some emotional body stays the same. I've seen people exuding some colors for years. It's like the mood can change the color, but the energy itself is the same, if it makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But people themselves would change too, right? You know, I think it makes sense. I think you have made some very good observations here. I do think that the aura of somebody changes quite a lot. And that's more, I think is like the way you describe it is very visual, right? But there's so much more to energy than a visual spectrum, right? And if somebody is exuding a certain kind of energy, you can probably feel it on your skin and sense it better with your astral sense than necessarily see it with the color of your eyes or even with your third eye, right? You get what I'm saying? Hello, Kiliak on IG. How are you? We are just coming to the end of our live stream here. But if you have any questions you have about black magic, witchcraft, winning the lottery, past life regression, out of body experience, occultism, divination, if you have any questions, you feel free to ask, and either I can answer it or the galaxy brain here will have an answer for you. And feel free to comment or share a story as well. Okay, on YouTube says, it's like the mood can change, but the color and energy itself is the same, if that makes sense. Moloch has taught me how to use my aura in order to scare away toxic people by intensifying it and exuding a violent and dangerous vibe to it. Pretty good example of how much demons have to share. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's interesting way of looking at it. You know, I may have different approach to vibrations, but to each his own. You know, if it's working for you, and I can tell it is working well for you, okay, and Moloch do give good advice, then you know then you're on the right path. But you know, being in a constant state of violent and dangerous vibration would have its toll, right? You know, so you know, at some point you may want to selectively reevaluate the strategy as a whole, so you are not always on the edge. You know. So in any case, the time is 10:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daytime in Boston. I've been on air for an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm going to end this live stream now on IG and on YouTube. If you're on IG, the stream itself is going to be posted on YouTube. It may take like an hour or so before it just become available back on YouTube, but it will be there. Okay, said it does have its toll, but I have learned to self-control it to the point I'm able to handle the overpowering energy like those. Thanks for being live. Always have really interesting conversations. Thank you for being here, okay? And thank you for everybody who have joined us. And if you're listening to the future, and you know, this is a voice from the past talking to you, talking to my future self and the future you. But hopefully everybody learned something. And if you win the lottery, remember me. Remember I'm your friend. Remember to share your winning with me, all right? So everybody have a good weekend. And hopefully I'll be back next week. And live long and prosper.